How's it going, fellas? And we're back with a brand new episode of how to play and how to shoot with NBA players in NBA 2K17. I think it's episode number 3. I've done Steph and Clay in previous videos, but I'm going to be doing the betrayer today, KD. I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, guys, and he's betrayed us, but let bygones be bygones, guys. It's a new season now. Let's get on with it. And like I'm going to do in this video, I don't want to talk your ears off. I could talk hours about KD. But anyway, let's get into it. The first thing you notice with KD when you look at his stats are his scoring stats, because that's his main attribute to his. He can drive, he can shoot, he can pretty much do everything, but his shot's a little bit inconsistent, and I'm going to talk about his release a little bit later, but it's a little bit inconsistent, guys. He doesn't always hit open shots. That's one thing with KD, but he has one thing that a lot of shooters don't have, and that's a good drive to the basket. So don't be scared to pump fake and drive to the basket, guys, because it creates opportunities for other players to score, or you can get a big slam dunk on them. Don't be scared to pump fake, guys, and just because you're open doesn't mean the guy's going to run at you and try and contest, so it gives you an easy chance to get around him. The next thing I want to talk about is his tendency to touch the ball, and I'm not sure if this is a huge thing, but in his tendencies he's a high 90s of touching the ball. And I don't know if you just have to pass him the ball and let him have touches, but get him touches of the ball, guys, because it will keep him hot. It will keep him hitting shots. I don't know how strong it is, but it will help. Trust me, guys. It's helped in previous 2Ks, and it'll probably help you in this one too. Get him touches of the ball. Ball movement is key for players like KD, because they want touches of the ball. The superstars need the balls in their hand, or balls, but sorry guys, ball in their hand to get into the game, to actually score points. They need to be involved. They need to be touching the ball. The last thing I want to talk about is his contested shot. And his contested shot is pretty deadly, guys, but keep it at mid-range. You don't want to do contested shots from the three-pointer. He just doesn't have the shot to get him contested from 3. He just doesn't. Don't even try. But from mid-range, you can get not a high percentage, but a better percentage than normal from mid-range if they're contested with KD. He's got the height, so he's able to get above a lot of players in that position. So use that to your advantage. Don't go overboard with it, but the option is there to hit a contested shot if the player isn't too tall in front of him or he's a good defender. You got to know your opposition as well, guys. If it's a smaller player, you will get the shot. Like, you will make that shot more likely than not. The next thing I want to talk about is his shot release, and it is very inconsistent, guys, and it's a little bit slower than the other guys, the other knockdown shooters, which makes him easier to block at occasions. But as long as you catch and shoot and get the actual catch and shoot animation where his legs are separated a bit and his right foot's a bit in front of the left, he knocks down a lot of shots. As long as he's open, he will hit shots. That's the thing with 2K17. They've really emphasized being open. If you're open, you will hit shots, guys. So KD's no different. If you're open, he will knock them down. Like I said before, guys, don't be scared to drive to the basket with KD, because he is pretty deadly driving to the basket. But he does have a high tendency to do flashy dunks. And what happens to flashy dunks? They get blocked a lot, guys. So you want to use when you're holding R2 to turbo, you want to flick or hold the dual shock forward, so you get the manual animation for a non-flashy dunk, because I think it's down, or if you hold square, you get a high percentage chance of getting a flashy dunk. So you don't really want to hold square when you're driving to the basket with KD. If you're doing a layup, I know this is getting technical, if you're doing a layup you're alright, but unless you're wide open, don't hit square when you're going for a dunk with KD. You want the manual animation of either going forward or go right or left to your open hand. It just all depends. I'll do a video on it later about how to dunk properly, but as of now, guys, just stick to the normal animation of holding it forward. The last thing I want to talk about is KD's defense, and KD's defense isn't the greatest. He doesn't have the best defensive awareness, pick and roll awareness, all that sort of stuff, so he is a bit of a liability in defense, and even on-ball defense with him isn't the greatest. He can, like, players will come up to him and they'll turbo next to him and they'll get that little bump animation and they'll be able to get a free drive to the basket. I don't know if that's strength, I'm not too sure, but he gets that a lot, KD, and that's one problem with him. His defensive card is his defense is a bit of a liability, guys, so it's up to you whether you just want to use him. He's a bit of a defensive liability, but he's a damn good knockdown shooter, and he can drive to the basket like pretty much no one else in the game. So in offense, he's a downright beast, but in defense, he is a bit of a he's a little bit vulnerable. Anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you like the video, I've made a few other ones with Clay and Steph and a few other players. If you want to leave in the comments below on who else you'd like to see me do the series on. But other than that, if you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch us later.